All right, everybody. Hey, welcome back to another episode of Magic Talk. We are one episode shy of 250.
250?
250 episodes.
Well, thank God you didn't kick me off the show for that one.
We should actually be up to 115.
115 shows?
Or we should have 115 more. We should have done at least 365 shows since we've been doing this.
We should have, but
yes,
we've been lazy. We apologize.
Is that what you're calling it?
Well, I mean, can call it laziness, productivity in other areas.
I'm calling it busy.
That's another word.
Okay. Anyways, we are going to be talking about
forgetful.
Knuckle.
Another word.
Huh?
Forgetful. I'm going to go and say forgetful. That's probably far more likely than the other outcomes with us.
Can I start the show now?
I mean, I guess you are the boss, right? of this, not the shop, but of this.
Anyway, we're going to be talking about knuckle busting, sleight of hand right after this.
Rough Edge FM. Irritatingly irresistible internet radio at roughedgefm.com.
The art of magic is mystery, majesty, pageantry, and craft. It's also about history, marketing, networking, and more. All of these topics and others are discussed on Magic Talk with your hosts, renowned magician James Lantine and owner of the White Rabbit Magic Shop, Joshua Lantine, now on Rough Edge FM.
All right, we are back. So, I've been watching a lot of people that have been doing some new routines. They've been developing some new stuff. And a lot of the stuff that they're doing is really complex in the way of sleight of hand.
Okay. Now, is it just any type of magic, like coins or cards? What is it specifically?
This one happens to be ball manipulation.
Okay.
Now, I know in
like
some
billiard
cases,
balls and such.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I know in some cases there are some things that you just can't seem to do unless you put the time and effort in.
Yeah.
For example, the cards that are appearing from the fingertips and the fans.
Oh, that is
nothing but knuckle busting.
Yeah, that one with the palming cards and whatnot that you have, the very specialty cards that you need. I mean, you could do it with regular cards, but far worse if you were to go and.
But there's really nothing that allows you to go around that. No,
it's still a lot of work, a lot of dedication to the craft, so to speak.
Right.
That it's not like there's a gimmick that you can go and say, "Oh, this does it for me."
Yes, right. So that requires, and that's some pretty. And I know as a magician, when the audience sees that, the audience is. In fact, I just happened to be at the castle when there was a magician who was doing that.
Okay.
And the audience is, the audience's reaction is kind of like,
very dumbfounded.
It's like
no freaking way that's even possible.
Right. And as a magician, we're going, wow, that's impressive. Now we're impressed because we know what went behind to make that happen.
More often than not. I mean, there are some things where I'm still looking at it like, I have no freaking idea. That's
right.
I'm floored.
We're absolutely clueless.
Yeah.
We've been Penn and Tellered.
Yes.
So, and I get that, but in this regard, I mean, we know obviously how it works.
Yeah.
And so, as a magician, when you see somebody doing that kind of stuff, you're going, that is impressive.
Very impressive. Actually,
as a lay person, they're just like, whoa, what? How the heck?
That is 2 steps away from Jesus. I mean, Lord, you're performing actual magic. Holy crap. Actually, that's the same stuff that I got hooked on magic with.
The cards, yeah.
Actually, that specifically.
Oh, was
the
it?
Card manipulations.
Yeah.
Because it was Jeff McBride, and he did not just the palming cards, he did card spinning.
Yes.
Which was really cool because that was taking it a step further where it's like, whoa.
Yeah, so I mean, there are some, like, for example, rolling the coin.
Yes.
There is nothing other than just putting in the work.
Yeah.
To be able to roll a coin across your knuckles.
Yeah, that's impressive for anybody.
Yeah,
because I mean, magician and layman, they're like, oh, cool. How do you do that?
Right, and that's
Hours.
a visual thing.
Yeah,
and the same thing with like the cardistry stuff when people are spinning the cards and flipping them and everything. That is a visual thing. Everybody can see what is going on, and they can see the visuals of what is happening before. Excuse me. And in that regard, you can appreciate the amount of work and effort that they put into it.
I guess that's why they call it's an artistry form. That's not you're not trying to fool people in that regard. You're trying to amaze with the visual prowess. Because it's how pretty can you make this look? They call it card juggling. Actually, people who are not in favor of it call it card juggling. Others who are in favor of it call it cardistry.
Right. So when
what do you call that with coins? You call it coinistry?
I don't know.
Maybe. Is that a thing?
So there's a couple of different types of what I would consider knuckle busting. There's the knuckle busting card, the effects that actually have gimmicks that allow you to accomplish what you want to accomplish.
Yeah.
So for example, you can do, let's see, you can do what am I thinking of? Mixing the cards face up, triumph. You can do a triumph with sleight of hand. You can do a triumph with a trick deck.
Mm-hmm.
You can do an invisible deck with sleight of hand or with a trick deck. You can do quantum, Svengali. I mean, there are a lot of things that you can accomplish with either a trick deck or trick coins.
I'm fairly certain you can do every trick that's a trick deck. What do you call it? Legitimately.
Yeah, probably not every trick, but
well, I'm okay. As far as my research goes, there is, like you were saying, there is a lot more effort that needs to be put in with most of them.
Yes,
but it can be done gimmickless. We'll say that.
Okay.
I would not recommend it whatsoever because it won't even look as good, but it's still feasible.
So this is where my question comes in. So with knuckle busting, there's the knuckle busting that is very visual, so that there was an amount of time and energy and everything else that was put into it in order to be able to accomplish what they accomplished. The audience knows it. Again, the flourishing and the spinning and all that stuff.
So, okay.
There's
that difference, and then the sleight of hand.
And then there's the knuckle busting sleights that could be done with a trick deck, and you don't ever see it.
It won't turn off all the way. I don't know why. Is it coming through? Uh-oh.
That's okay. I don't think it's going to be heard by the audience. So when you're doing a trick that requires, an impressive amount of sleight of hand, but can also be done with a trick deck, and the audience should not know the difference.
Okay, right? So I mean that should be the distinguishing thing. There is the artistry of it, which is what you were talking about with the cardistry and making things look really pretty, but everybody knows, like, okay, he's card juggling, he's doing these things, and you're not hiding anything. The sleight of hand is the stuff you're trying to hide, and you can perform the sleight of hand or the things that are sleight of hand either with just your hands, or you can do it with the gimmick.
Right.
And you're in favor of using the gimmick.
Well,
a lot of the time.
Yeah, and I guess my philosophy is that if the audience shouldn't know, and you put all this time and effort and energy into the knuckle busting sleight to be able to do it gimmickless, then that time and energy gets taken away from the presentation and making it entertaining and engaging. Now, not that you can't do both, but if the audience doesn't know, or the audience isn't supposed to see, then what is the purpose of exhausting that much time and energy other than just for the fact of being able to say, ooh, I did it? Now, for some people, the purpose may be, I want to impress other magicians, so that when a magician sees it, they go, wow, you did that without a gimmick. Whoa, that was impressive. But for the general lay audience, when you are just simply performing for a lay audience, and they are not going to know that you spent 300 hours trying to master this move versus 30 minutes mastering the move. If they're not going to know, then
I'm the one doing it.
Is it worth the effort?
I have a devil's advocate for you.
Okay.
Whenever I perform for a magician, not once have I been asked, let me see that deck.
Right.
Never once. Almost every single time that I perform for a lay audience or a lay anybody, let me see that deck.
Really?
Every time. I have no idea why. I do something and it is mind-blowing. They can't believe it. They now believe in things they've never believed before, and they're like, let me see the deck. I'm like, no. Well, still now when I go and I do something where it's the sleight of hand and I'm doing all of that, it's like, let me see the deck, I can go here. And
okay,
the other way, it's what am I doing?
I don't know. Our producer is, what are you telling me? No. Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
I think, is it with recording?
No, it just means there's no recording device in it.
Oh, well, that sucks.
Well, we're not recording from there.
Okay.
Anyway, so
yes, that is my one dilemma that I run into quite frequently.
Okay, I will say that I hardly ever have anyone ask me that to see the deck.
Really?
Yeah.
They're much more polite to you than I guess.
And you could very easily do a deck switch if you needed to.
You could.
You put it away and they go, oh, let me see the deck, and you pull out another one and you say, here.
But does that delve into your dilemma of,
maybe they just think I'm more honest and trustworthy than you are.
Okay,
so
there's my problem. I don't have an honest face. It's the beard, I think. I don't know. But I'm hiding too many secrets behind my beard.
So even the guy that reviewed, we had a review done of our black hole that is done by Richard Hurley. And he said, one of the things that happens is you don't end up cleaning the deck because there are a couple of things in the deck that are left in the deck.
Yes.
But he said, how often are you handing out your deck afterwards and saying, here, check this out? You're not.
I hardly ever do, but I get asked that a lot.
Huh.
Let me see the deck.
We're going to have to do a tally on that one the next time you do Spellbound.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in those situations, no. It's usually when I'm going out.
Okay.
But to somebody else, like to, for example, I've gone and done things to people on the street before, like if we go downtown. I've done things at a restaurant or a bar. Same deal.
Well, they want to see your deck because they want to keep it.
That's like one person was that way, but a lot of the times it's like, wow, it's amazing. Can I see that? Can I see the deck? Because I think so. I think there's a lot of people, especially with the internet. There's a lot more lay people who are privy to magic, even just a little bit.
The fact that there are trick decks out there,
that or just like it's there's must be something with the deck.
Okay,
so even just a little bit, they kind of know. Even if they don't know anything, they kind of have just a little peek into the world of it.
So we should have given our producer a mic, so if there's any comments or anything like that they could be relayed to us, but
no,
we never gave her a mic.
Okay,
so
She's got a loud voice.
I know.
It's my mother. I know she's got a loud voice.
Wow. Okay.
I can hear my name being called while I'm at home and you guys are at your home. Must be a thing. I don't know.
So what you're basically saying is that learning how to do some of the sleights so you don't have to use a trick deck is safer because then you can hand it out. So it's worth the effort to go through that knuckle busting routine in order to be clean.
I think so. In some situations, like you were saying, there are some tricks that are much better done with the trick deck, because otherwise it's near impossible to do it without it, and you're just exhausting far too much energy trying to do it legitimately. And it's I think most people would agree with you there. Okay. I kind of, on an academic level, I think, you deserve it to put in the effort, or at least the craft deserves that time and energy.
Okay.
Because there are some things, if you put in the right amount of effort, you can still put effort into your presentation. You're not wasting all your time trying to go and just focus on all these complicated moves. You can get comfortable with it enough to say that I don't really have to think about this anymore. I can just do it, and I can do the rest of my I can focus the rest of my stuff on my patter or my presentation.
I think a lot of people, a lot of magicians, especially people that take the craft very seriously, would tell you probably the same thing, that the craft deserves it.
Yeah.
And I will tell you that
how can you grow if you don't cultivate the skills?
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna give this one over to Josh. Ding. But people who do the cardistry stuff and the card spinning and the flipping,
that's just ridiculous.
I often say, well, all that does is show what you can do with the cards, and so it ends up hurting you, because they're like, well, yeah, of course you could do that, because look what you can do with a deck of cards. In reality, in my heart, I'm saying, damn, I wish I could do that. So
that's very true.
Yeah. Anyway, we are gonna switch gears for a minute. We are gonna go to Out of the Hat.
Here on Magic Talk with James Lantine.
All right. So, Out of the Hat. I don't know if it played the whole thing, but whatever. So
this one's a special one, because we're not pulling out something with a particular deal or discount, right? We're pulling out something that nobody else has.
I'm kind of changing Out of the Hat.
You're going to change it on me?
Yeah.
Why?
Because the deals are great, but we do those through our emails and everything else. And
you never talk to me about these things.
I know. I just decided. But Out of the Hat, I think there's a good spot, because we are a small brick and mortar store, and a lot of the people tend to hit the Penguins and the Hocus Pocus and the Vanishing Inks and those kind of stores first.
There is one Penguin. I don't know about Hocus Pocus. They have do they have several spots, or is it only online?
Penguin?
No, Penguin's only online. Yeah. I know that. There's one Penguin. There is how many other shops are there? There's still a Houdini's, right?
Well, Vanishing Ink now owns that.
Okay, so
there's
one in Disney.
Yeah.
At least.
And so Vanishing Ink owns that. But we primarily are brick and mortar. We focus really only on the working magicians type props, or the enthusiast who is serious about it.
Yeah.
We really don't carry a lot of junk or anything like that.
I know we definitely are not as big as some of those other guys. Like Penguin's huge. They have practically everything, except for some things that we're going to reveal
right
here on Out of the Hat.
So because a lot of this stuff ends up being sold out and then discontinued, which seems to be a trend with a lot of magic now, where it's kind of a one and done. They do it, they put it out there, and then it's gone.
Yeah.
Which is really sad, because there's some effects. It's like, why did that have to go?
Yeah.
So
true travesty.
Yes. So we have 3 effects today that we're going to take a look at. One effect is called Teddy Bear. And It
No?
is
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go to the overhead in a second. It's available in blue and red, and it is by.
This is a whole gimmick set, by the way.
Yes.
It is an appearing teddy bear ring box from a deck of cards.
Yeah. So essentially,
which is really
what
cool.
Get is you get a series of gaff cards that you get to work with. So
Yeah.
they give you the gaff cards, and they are colored either bicycle blue or bicycle red.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Riderback specifically.
Riderbacks, yeah. And then you also get the teddy bear ring box that ends up appearing after the fact.
So in essence, what it is a you show inside your deck. Actually, one of the coolest gimmicks on that is that you're able to fan out the cards, and you show how a teddy bear just pops right out of your deck.
Right.
And then the teddy bear goes back inside the deck, and you're able to find the teddy bear on I believe it's on the back or the face of one of the cards.
Yeah.
And what you're able to do at that point, after you find the teddy bear, you're able to go hold up the card, snap it, and then that ring box that you just saw falls right out onto the spectator's hand.
Yeah.
And something can appear inside that via a ring, or actually they say with kids shows and such, you can do candy or
candy and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a whole basically whatever fits in here, you can put it in there, and I think that can be removed as well.
That from it,
so you have a little more depth. But it's a very cool. Actually, there's a couple of tricks that use that same type of principle, and it's very a very visual type of card appearance. I've seen it done with coins or lighters, or other types of things that just kind of pop right out of the card. And then when you flip the card over, the teddy bear that was there is no longer there.
Right.
Which is the cool part. So
it's a medium skill level.
If we call that intermediate?
Intermediate.
Yeah.
Skill level.
There's a process to it, and there is some sleight of hand that is involved.
Yeah. And it sells for $35, and we do have blue and red left. And that item has been discontinued, so you will only find it at White Rabbit. The next item that we have, which is my personal favorite.
You're avoiding that black one, huh?
Oh, that's last. I'm going by the list, okay, so I don't screw up your mother. This is my go-to ring vanish.
Okay.
I love this ring vanish, and sadly, there's only 3 more left, which I hope we scoff them up. They come in black, red, and blue. There are no more blue ones left. We have black and we have red.
So we will go from ring appearances to ring vanishes.
So there is a ring appearance which is still available.
I'm talking about that.
Yeah, okay.
Come on, follow it.
I'm not with you. So this one, you get your ring box, as well as they give you a ring that goes along with the box.
Just something to kind of practice with, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and so the cool thing about this, I love the vanish. The vanish is super, super clean.
Yeah,
it is not a complicated thing to work with.
No, it's really just putting the ring in the box and then closing the lid, right?
Yeah,
that's it.
The only thing that can be a problem is the type of ring that you use. If it's big and bulky,
size matters in this one.
If it's big or bulky, it's not going to work correctly. So you got to make sure that you're selecting the right ring to put in the box. But I actually use this in combination with the gumball machine.
Mm-hmm.
So I can take somebody's ring, I put it inside, I talk about my engagement and how I lost the ring, so they open it up. And what's cool is you literally close the box and you hand it to the person, and you are done.
And at that point, the steel that quickly is it.
Yeah, you're done. You hand the box to them, you're done. And then
so there's some sleight of hand involved with it, but it's minimal stuff.
Yeah, minimal.
That I could say is beginner level.
Yes. Yeah. But it's a great little vanish. You and I obviously are not big fans of Sans Mines.
No.
I don't even think they're producing stuff anymore, are they?
I actually don't know. I haven't seen anything.
Yeah.
They're doing videos. At
Are
least
they?
the last thing I saw of them, they're doing video stuff.
Okay. Normally we're not big fans because they do a lot of craft projects and a lot of their stuff just didn't always work that well. But this one is truly a gem. I have two because I use it so much. I'm afraid that if it's gone, it's gone, and I'm going to be in trouble. This one sells for, I think we have it on the screen.
Is that for the
black one? Is 140 and the red one is 190.
Yeah,
the red one is
that's the exclusive one.
That's the yeah. And we will hopefully we have one red left. We're gonna hopefully have 4 reds.
Well, that'd be
momentarily. Nice. Okay, the last item is called TLC. Think, look, and choose.
Now this one's a nice what do you call that?
The nice one ahead
shuffleboard.
Principle. Yeah,
is that what they call it? It's at the trick where you you're the mental epic.
It's kind of like the mental epic. It's
it's the same trick principle.
Yeah.
What do they call that? The shuffleboard, or
I'm not sure.
But this is now taking it from big stage to close up.
Yeah. And so with this, what you get is you get 2 chalk markers. And they are actually like a chalk marker.
Yeah.
And then you get these 3 cards that have TLC written on the backs of them. I don't know if you can, how well you can see that. I will move out of the way. But you have TLC written on the back. So you explain to the spectator that you are going to write down a prediction. And the first thing that they're going to do is they're going to think of something. So you imagine a roulette wheel turning around, going round and around. So you write your prediction
number,
down,
whatever it is,
and you flip it over. Then you go to the L, which is look. And so you ask them to look around the room. Again, you write your prediction down, and then you ask them to tell you what it is. And then you have C, which is choose, which is you're choosing a card.
Yeah.
And so
exactly like the mental epic.
Yeah.
The trick wise, it is exactly like that, and this is just right in your hands. Basically.
Yeah, and they're just taking the premise of TLC for think, look, and choose.
So
whereas to be perfect, mental epic, you could be, what's the name of your pet, or
it could be anything.
Yeah,
I mean, to be perfectly honest, you could do the same thing here. There's no real rules to it, but it's just for giving direction to the trick, I believe, right?
Right.
So how do you feel like it operates?
I think it's decent. It's sells for $20. It's a nice little trick with the TLC on it. I mean, you could do the same thing with 3 cards.
You do get a ready to go gimmick when you open it up, which is nice.
Right.
The one thing that I don't appreciate off of it in this digital world, you should have more with instruction and trying to go and relay what the trick is and how to operate it.
Oh, that's right.
This doesn't even have a demo video for you to look at.
Right. There's no demo video.
I'm a little disappointed there.
And the instructions are a PDF, and they're not very clear about how you flip the cards over and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
but
I'm a little disappointed there. But other than
that, it's not hard to figure out if you understand the one ahead principle. So those,
what we could do, we could make our own demo video.
We could
put it up on our website.
I was actually thinking about doing that trick at Spellbound.
That'd be cool.
So these are 3 items that we still have in stock. Once they are gone, they are gone. So check it out online and see if any of those interest you.
If you are interested, get them now, is basically what we're saying.
Yeah.
Because we can't promise that they're going to be here tomorrow.
We get a lot of people that call us up and say, do you really have this in stock?
Yeah.
And the answer is yes, we do. If it shows up in stock on our site, then it should be in stock.
Yeah.
Not to say that our inventory doesn't have some mix-ups on it, but
we're not perfect.
If it says it's there, it should be there. Okay. So as you know, I've been really hung up on this whole trick reveal thing online and everything.
Oh yeah, people going in and unveiling these magic tricks for clout and for clicks and views,
basically to boost up their ratings so that they can earn money on ad campaigns and things like that, which obviously are all tied to the number of views you get on your videos and that kind of stuff.
Can I say something that's going to probably be really controversial?
No.
You don't think it'd be something?
All right.
Okay.
That's always dangerous.
Isn't it? Now, I just want to say this because of who I've seen do it. Penn and Teller excluded.
Okay.
Because I know they can. People who do that, who go and reveal all these things and they think, oh, we're doing it for the betterment of magic. It's because they can't do it for real. I'm just saying.
Okay. So I have a different theory. And one of the things that we talked about on the last show, which you were absent from.
Yeah, I was making sure that I was, as much as I respect you wholly, Mr. Turner, I was trying to make sure that I didn't lose my sight.
Okay.
They're going to the doctor for my eyes. That's all.
I get it.
It could happen, I might have to start really practicing my sleight of hand in order to go and keep it up.
You better start getting those fingers and the senses.
Get
all those other senses
get
engaged.
My 10 eyeballs instead of having just the 2.
Yeah, get your senses going. But what we talked about was a lot of the stuff that they reveal is not stuff that they perform.
No.
They're revealing things that are outside of, like the guy in Vegas. If you go to his Vegas show, he didn't just go and reveal everything on his channel.
I'm sure.
To say,
but why ruin it for everybody else?
So he's ruining it for people who do perform it. And the thing that I find disturbing is it's becoming a trend.
Yeah.
Because once people see somebody being successful in getting views, then other people jump on that bandwagon and try to piggyback off of their success by doing their own. And so I'm finding that there are more and more no-name people that are now starting to do, one kid's doing it with his friend, and so it's starting to expand.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I've seen it before. I see it all the time, especially when I'm on YouTube looking up a trick just to see the trick. I see the next thing attached to it is this trick revealed.
Right.
I see it all the time, and to be perfectly honest, it doesn't hurt me as much with those people. Because like you said, they're no names. They don't have the huge platform that these other people have that really go and reach out to the rest of the world. It's like Valentino, who went and did the whole Master Magician thing.
Right.
He was putting that on live TV. So of course that's going to have a wide reach.
Right.
And that's where it hurts, because now you're abusing your fame or your platform and saying, oh, I can just do it and all these people are going to watch me. It's like, well, no, you shouldn't. It's kind of like the sleight of hand. You do it because the craft, you respect the craft, and you're doing it because of it. You're not doing it because you're trying to ruin everything.
Right. And one of the things that I find is that, there are some tricks like Penn and Teller that do a reveal.
It's like the softest reveal.
But even though they perform it, the craft, what they did behind it, as far as the whole presentation and the setup and everything else, was still so darn entertaining that it really didn't matter. But to me, there are very few tricks that a layperson will go out and watch and still appreciate the effect, knowing how it's done.
Yeah.
We had one magician who had chimed in on our last show last week, and they were saying that, whenever, even though I know how the tricks work, I still look at it and if they do it well, I'm still like, whoa. But you're a magician. You appreciate the mastery that goes behind the effect. So even though something's done and you see somebody do it well, you go, wow, that was really good. That was creative and blah, blah, blah. A layperson isn't looking at it through your same eyes. A layperson is going, oh, well, I know how that's done. They're not going, wow, even though I know how that's done, he did it so beautifully.
There's one thing. Okay, I was just going to go back onto the Penn and Teller thing because it's the same deal, like what you're just talking about, the layperson not knowing how it's done and everything. The one that Penn and Teller did with the card stab was probably the most revealing that they've ever done, at least that I've seen. It was a long time ago, early in their career, but Penn went and had a card signed and then put back in the deck, and Teller's sitting there, and he goes and he gets the card to the top of the deck, and Penn's going and calling him out the whole time, and he's looking at him, making fun of him because it's like, oh my God, did you just do that? What was that chicken wing over there? Did you see him do that? Going and really teasing him the whole way through. And then Teller turns around, and one time one of the few times that I've heard him speak in the whole thing, he goes and he says, Penn, shut up. And then they go around and say, oh, sorry. And then they do the card stab. But it was very different because Teller gets himself blindfolded and everything like that. And Penn's still going and being an ass, throwing and trying to reveal everything. And this time when he goes and he says, we're going to mix up the cards and we're going to mix up the cards. Now I'm going to move my hands away and Teller's going to stab. And then he goes and he stabs Penn right through the hand. And then he starts to scream, and then he lifts up his hand, and there's the selected card with the knife going through. So it was a whole geek thing that they were doing where it was a card stab with the knife going through his hand in through the card. But even then, even though he was saying exactly what was happening and he was making fun of it the whole way through, it's funny and fooling still, because how on earth did he know how to stab, and that why is the card right there and then bam.
Yeah.
But it's that level.
It's kind of like you said, it's a soft reveal.
Yeah, you're not really exposing anything. You're doing it for the fun, and
but there's not a lot of people can get away with exposing and then still performing it, and people going, wow, that was amazing. I don't believe how you just revealed it to be,
it was like that with the red balloon that Teller did, or his I think this was when we went for my 21st birthday, but Penn did his nail gun routine. No, this is how it's done. It's all based off of memory. I'm like, BS. There's no way.
That's right.
That's not how that happened.
Click. Yeah.
Oh, there's no way. You've done that for how many shows, and it's just all up here? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I know what all up here looks like. We actually know the story of what all up here looks like at the castle.
Yeah. So,
man, that was funny.
All right. So anyway, I continue to stand on my soapbox, and I will probably continue to stand on my soapbox because I think it's an injustice. And we don't have to know everything about life. We still can't figure out creation. So, why try to figure out?
I think we figured out God's secret there.
Well, I still don't know how it is that they managed to put the heart there and this there and that and that. Why don't we have hands on our head? I mean,
I don't know.
So
there might be some poor fool who does have a Oops.
Okay. So we are going to get into our magic item of the week. So we're going to
technical difficulty.
Is it good? Should I buy it? Does it suck? Did I get ripped off? Is it more of a craft project than a magic trick? These questions and more answered now on the Magic Item of the Week here on Magic Talk.
Okay. So the magic item of the week is something we are all very familiar with.
Yep.
The color stick. There's lots of different names.
I think they call this this one is a Magic Maker's.
Yeah,
color stick.
It's like a hot rod. There's a lot of different names for
hot rod, magic color stick. I think actually those are the only two. that I know of.
There's probably more.
Probably.
But why are we bringing this out? Well,
they actually did a really good job with this one.
They did.
This one is, I would stand behind this one every day of the week.
So I don't know how well, I'm going to hold this up a little bit, see how well you can see this. But it's got the 6 different colors.
You got a view on the screen.
Yeah, you can see it on the screen, but it doesn't really do it justice for that. But so you can see the stick. The colors are actually painted.
Yeah, no longer. It's not stickers anymore.
No stickers, no gems to fall out. These are actually painted.
Now, the reason why it's been $5 usually with this effect when they had the stickers on it is because it's so poorly put together. It's going to fall apart on you in a month, and you got to go buy another one. So it's like, it has to be cheap.
So this one actually has metal going around the sides on the frame.
It's an all metal thing.
Yeah,
it's all metal. The whole
whole
thing
gimmick itself is metal.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why it's so weighty too.
Yeah, it's got a really good weight to it, and it's got a great feel for the paddle move.
Yeah, this one I actually like better, being the material that it's made out of. I like it better. It's more grippy, so you're not slipping and sliding with it, and you don't have to prep your hands in order to go and do the thing. You could do it just. I can do it with my dry fingers.
And so pick a number between 1 and 6, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you can
you're working on that
gesture. I couldn't do it. You can do a magical gesture, and then all of a sudden the color stick turns color on both sides. Very well made. Got a great feel to it. These are no longer $5.
No, they are $15.
Yeah. They also have one that comes with an extra stick, which is a magic wand.
I want to call that the sizzle stick.
Yeah, and that one you do the color change, and then when they ask how it's done, you can turn it into where it looks like a wand.
Yeah. Now, this one, I believe the reason why this one's $15 is because it's probably going to last you for a really long time.
It'll last you for a long time. It's made out of metal. And it's painted, not stickers.
Yes.
Which that to me makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
And so with a little magical wave, you can make it go back, and then you just take a little bit of that paint, peel it off, and paint the back, and then you are left with that for a stick.
They have this one too in 3 different colors.
Right.
Got red, yellow, and then you also have green.
Yes. So you have your choice of colors.
Yeah.
These will now be our new favorite hot rod or color stick, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
These will be the ones that we carry, not the plastic ones, because we want things that are well crafted. And I think they did a really good job with this. So thanks to Magic Makers. And again, these are going for $15. Okay. Our final topic of the day. Your favorite.
Oh, yes.
Yes. We are going to take a look at playing cards Anonymous.
There is an outbreak among us. It is limited to only a small portion of our population. They have a sickness. They have an addiction. They collect bicycle playing cards, which is bad for them, but great for us because we have almost 500 decks of playing cards to choose from. They'll go crazy in here. They'll spend every last penny they... This is their story. This is Playing Cards Anonymous. Here on
That's right.
Magic
This is
Talk.
Playing Cards. Oh, on Rough Edge, yeah. Or Magic Talk, I think you said. Whatever. Yes. But this is Playing Cards Anonymous, and this is Joshua's favorite segment.
They're actually... we're a little shy on those numbers. Said over 500. We do have over 500, but now we're closer to, what is it, 700? Yeah, 200 more. That is amazing. Do you know how cool that is?
It is amazing because it's a bloody fortune. And the fact that you open up each one is also amazing because it's like
it's a bloody fortune, and it's so cool. It's called Playing Cards Addicts Anonymous for a reason. Because you have to, because I can't control myself.
I get it.
And so we're not doing anything to fix it either.
So what are we looking at?
We're looking at Freak Show playing cards. Freak Show. Now, these playing cards have been printed here in the U.S. by the United States Playing Card Company. I think, what is that, in Kentucky? Yes, in Kentucky. I know the USPCC is now owned by Cartamundi, and they have now factories all over the world because it's a China brand, but they kept some of that here in the States. Thank God, by the way. Now, this one, actually, it does feel like a workable deck. And it has two identical jokers, my favorite. You can do so much with identical jokers. And it has two very interesting gaffs. It has one misindex gaff, which is the ace of hearts, and then the joker on one side, plus one joker that also has a queen of hearts on the other side. That was cool.
Very nice.
And the cards themselves, they kind of feel like a modern Theory 11, that same type of feeling, with the fan that you can get with it, or I'll say this, if you can go to the front, skip to the front, or the front camera. I just want to show something. Which camera is that?
Camera one.
Camera one. Cool, thank you. You can actually, the spring is a good spring, and it goes back true to form, which is nice. That was not so good, but anyway, they're actually fresh, so harder to spring when they're fresh. But yeah, and they hold up really well with the sleight, and the pharaoh is a back pharaoh.
A back pharaoh.
Back pharaoh. Face pharaoh, not so great, and actually the glide behind it is really nice.
And they have some interesting face cards too.
They're all the face cards are illustrated with hand illustrated pictures. These are all based around regular what do you call it? Freak show, sideshow types of acts.
Now, I thought I saw one of the face cards was kind of a green monster.
We'll find out.
There he is.
Yeah.
So
that is a swamp monster.
The King of Diamonds.
Yep.
So
it's all based off of what you would associate with freak shows and sideshow stuff.
Cool.
And they're really cool. I like them. They look interesting. The pips are pretty ordinary. They're standard bikes and whatnot. I can do this.
But
Whichever one looks best. But they're standard looking bikes and everything with the regular pips. The aces are pretty standard aces. The ace of spades is the other one that's got a interesting look to it.
But at least,
yeah,
not that interesting.
I mean, it's illustrated in a fashion.
At least regardless of all that, at least it's got designed face cards.
Yes.
So
again, my big the thing that I like the most about it, especially with my ace routine that I do, I love identical jokers.
Yes, you
always love identical jokers because you can do so much with them. I mean, talking about sleight of hand, that is a gimmick, but it helps so much. You can go and hide so much with identical jokers.
Okay, so any final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Well,
beautiful.
Yes. Well, we know what my thoughts are. The respect the craft, put some work into it, because when you put the work into it, the craft will grow, and the craft will respect you back.
There you go.
Time and effort.
All right. So this Friday we have Jared
Arroyo.
I
think is
Arroyo.
Yeah,
Arroyo. Okay, sorry about that, Jared. We have Jared at this Friday, 7:00 for Spellbound, and it should be a really good show. This is going to be his first time to our stage.
Phenomenal. If they're talking about sleight of hand, that's
he's definitely a knuckle buster.
Oh yeah. Some of the best work I've seen.
With that, remember at White Rabbit Magic,
we believe in magic.
Abracadabra, hocus pocus, presto. Pick a card, any card. Some words are magic. They sparkle with the promise of something wonderful. But they're still just words until you add that something wonderful to the mix. And that's what you'll find at the White Rabbit Magic Shop in Santa Paula. Their inventory includes world-class tricks and illusions that are not only for sale, but that they will teach you to master. In addition, White Rabbit Magic Shop is world-renowned for its amazing collection of bicycle playing cards, with nearly 500 decks in stock. So, if you're serious about magic, then say it with us. At the White Rabbit Magic Shop, we believe in magic. The White Rabbit Magic Shop, located at 15500 Telegraph Road, Suite B15 in Santa Paula. For more information, please call 805-850-3051 or check us out online at wr-magic.com. This has been a Rough Edge Studios production.